Gingers are cool.
Gingers are in.
A man's got a great beard. God bless you, sir, for that. Amazing. Have you been growing that since you were a child? 2 years. Wow.
I've been growing my ages. I've only got a few
Red power. Hi.
If you had to choose any role to play, what role would you choose in any kind of like film, movie, or current TV show?
God
No, it's just
almighty, I
an
knew it.
overwhelming question. I wish you'd sent it to us before we got there, so I could give it some thought and give it a good answer.
Prepared. Ruminating, chewing on it.
Who do you envy?
Oh, I hate that word. I envy, I don't know.
Who are you green to?
Who are you green? Who's greener? Who gives you green eye? I don't know. I don't know. I like the classics, you know. I like
I can't think of anything.
Shakespeare. I like. I played Mercutio out of Romeo and Juliet on a stage play once, and it was great fun. I just left drama school, and that for me, beginning as an actor, he was a sort of a tragic character himself. And as Jamie spoke about characters that she's played and she relates to in the past, I always was attracted to people that seemed to have I seemed to have a good side, but then ended up having a bad side, or some
there's
people.
such a tragedy to that character, because he's
totally.
like a clown and a
He ends
cheerful
up saving. He saves the day. He tries to be the peacemaker, and he ends up sort of, a scratch, but it will, curse on all your happiness.
Together.
The Scottish play's another one. Yeah. You'd be quite the lady.
I actually did the speech, about the
Out damn spot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I did it, and I was about 19 when I went to drama school, and you have to audition to go to drama school.
You couldn't write a letter.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember the incredibly intimidating teacher kind of saying to me, "Yes, a lot of girls come in doing this speech, and the thing is, Jamie, girls can't play Lady Macbeth." So I'd like to maybe have another stab at it.
Yeah.
Another stab at it.
Well, that wasn't very encouraging of her. How old were you? How old were you?
19. Yeah. Well, that was the school I went to. Was called Drama Centre, but it was actually known as Trauma Centre. Michael Fassbender was 2 years ahead of me. Russell Brand was a year ahead of me, and Tom Hardy was the year behind me. So I mean, we had some great actors in our school, but they were very, very crushing. They would get you to kind of stand up and it was method acting. Share very intimate details and the most upsetting and traumatic experience that you'd had. And then you do it in front of your kind of class of 30 people who are kind of a bit sick of you by the second term anyway. And then the teacher, would get you to get up, and then they'd be like, "Sit down, Kevin. Hands up who thinks Kevin is self-indulgent." And people would be like... So yeah, it was a tough round. It was a tough place.
Tough going that.
It was. Exactly.
Jeez, it's a tough crowd. No, I guess it'd be good to do the Scottish play. Murray as Lady M, and I'd like to play. I never say his name. I think sometimes it can be bad luck, but
Macbeth.
Yeah, I guess we're not in a theatre, but if ever you said that in a theatre, people would say, "You can't say that in a theatre." You just have to say the Scottish play, because he's he did such terrible things to the king that was,
Oh, Game of Thrones. I want to be on Game of Thrones. That's what I want to do.
Everybody dies on that show.
Who would you be on Game of Thrones? I would like to be... Cersei, definitely Cersei. I did want to be the Queen of the Dragons, but then I was like, I thought she was a bit too much of a goodie two. Saucy Cersei.
We don't like goody two-shoes, do we?
No.
Nicey.
Exactly.
No.
I want her to get the dragons back.
She's got out of control of her dragons now, though, hasn't she?
Who would you play in Game of Thrones?
I'd have to play the wee man.
Oh. Yeah.
He's got such a wonderful character, isn't he? He's become a sort of face.
I loved his dad as well. I don't want to give a
Charles Dance. Charles
Yeah.
Dance. Don't say too much,
Yeah,
of
no,
course.
I won't actually. I was just about to give a spoiler.
You've all seen Game of Thrones, haven't you?
No, they haven't. I've been asking everybody.
Oh,
Not
really?
everybody has. Not everybody has.
Are you caught up in season 2 of Defiance? Oh, there's a lot of head nodding.
Well, everybody, like, I know a lot of people DVR and watch it online and get round to the box set or whatever. Please watch it on June 12th.
Yes.
Because, you know, I need to pay my gas bill on it.
Yeah, they took their time, and hopefully when it comes out on June 12th, they'll have a decision. There's a thing in television, a word it's called momentum. And unfortunately, they lost a little bit of it, having like a 14 months period from when we finished shooting
Different
to shooting
showed it
it.
a different day. You know, it's different. You know,
Some sort of continuity. But it's interesting. I was saying to some people that we're finished shooting in Toronto on June 12th, and that's the day that the show actually premieres. It's a double episode, so it'll be like
we'll still be filming as the show.
as they're showing it. Yeah, you would get your makeup off.
Yeah.
No, but we're all very excited about the 3rd season. We think it's, some shows come out the gates, swinging. I think our show has been doing well, but it's taken a little bit of time. Season 2 has really improved, and I think this season people are going to enjoy it a lot more because it's a lot leaner. There's some, I was saying to Jamie, we do Q&As with some people and with some of the press. And normally I'm having a joke and having a laugh about the season, but this season I've been talking about it, and it's been really quite serious and heavy, and dramatically that's a good thing, but in many other ways there's some things that happen in the first 2 episodes that are quite shocking and unexpected.
Yeah. Stop
Say no more.
talking. Move away from the microphone. It's so difficult to get the blood out.
Hi, hey, G-Man.
Which Wotan race do you think you most identify with?
Ooh.
There's a new Votan race this season.
Oh, yeah. Do you identify with them, do you?
Oh, sorry, darling.
I'm saying nothing, Oh.
Not Erathians. They're so grubby, aren't they?
But they're quite soulful though. I like they're in touch. They're like pagans, they're in touch with the earth. I kind of dig that. They don't have a deity. The earth man is their god.
Yeah.
I like that about them, What do you like?
Well, I mean, Casterton, because I play one, but I feel like I can't say Casterton. Also, they're a bit evil, but anyway.
They're just misunderstood, surely.
Yeah.
And like Nolan's misunderstood. Although he's a bit of a homicidal maniac, Isn't that right, Ryan? Ryan's dressed as Grand Molar today. No Man Nolan, yeah.
The Butcher.
The Butcher of Yosemite, or as Jim Murray, who played Pottinger, would say, yeah, the Butcher of Yosemite. Yosemite Jim. Nah, it's Yosemite, isn't it? No, Jim, it's not.
Oh my God, look at the Indigene.
Where?
That's unbelievable.
Oh my God, you are an Indigene. Wow.
Stand up. Will you give us a stand up? Will you please stand up, Doc Yule?
Doc Yule, cool.
Oh my God. I don't know how you even did that. It takes Trevor like 5 hours.
Oh, please come and see us at the booth. I want to get a
Yeah, I
picture.
want to get pictures of you. You're amazing.
How long did that take you? Did it take you a while? 3 hours? Jeez, it's the same amount of time as it takes Trenna. Prosthetic depression, hello. She's a real trooper, isn't she?
Yeah.
Trenna. It's amazing that her character, her spirit of Doc Yule comes through all of that bloody makeup. The way she speaks as Doc Yule has got a lot to do with the way
She's allowed to, she's physically is able to.
she can't open her mouth further than that. So it's kind of interesting that
I think she would be okay with us telling you, but when we first started, there were some times when she first started when she would have a panic. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
she
God, yeah.
She was in it, and she, I mean, she was quite frightened. She was having a panic attack.
Yeah, totally. It was sort of
frightening.
She was sort of.
I mean, you can't go anywhere or get anything or get away, and it was hot. It was like in the summer and
claustrophobic, hugely claustrophobic, and she was a real
we
trooper.
felt very protective. All the aliens were quite protective of each other. We would console each other and counsel each other about prosthetic depression.
Prosthetic, and like there's some costumes which I'm sure in the past they have mentioned that they love putting the costumes on you, but they actually realise that some of the Olmec characters and some of the Castatins in the past, you go, oh, I need to go to the bathroom now, and they're like, well, you can't. And we're like, why? Because we're in the middle of the scene and it takes 35 minutes to get your costume off because they sew you into the freaking costume.
Or they do a lot of lacing.
Lacing, and it takes you a long time to get it off, you know. So I wish you told me that when you put me into this bloody thing. They're like, oh, he looks good on camera.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, Jamie says, yeah, so does shooting exteriors in February in Toronto. It's 35 below zero.
I mean, it looks beautiful, but yeah.
But 9 of your actors are hypothermic.
I've only got 7 toes left. And they've got such lovely feet, didn't they?
She had lovely toes, I must say.
Yeah.
Well, good for you, Doc Hugh. Nice job.
When we were filming outside in Toronto in the coldest February on record for the last 45 years, in snowdrifts, literally out in the countryside, we were in the middle of a scene and I was so cold I couldn't feel my, limbs. And I just wanted to go home, and I could hear this rustling, crackling, and I thought that I'd got like one of these screwed up, trash in my skirt, and every time I moved around, it was crackling, and I thought, well, it's going to affect the sound. I'm going to have to ADR this, like go into the studio and do all the vocal again. And so when they said cut, I lifted up my skirts to see where this bottle was, and there was no bottle. I couldn't work out. And then I was waddling along, crackle, 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 crackle. And I realized that the whole of the back of my skirt was a sheet of ice. And as I was walking, it was crunching. And there was nothing I could do about it. I was wearing an ice dress.
She was doing an episode of Frozen. Was it? Anna.
I mean, I know I play an ice queen, but seriously.
I know, right?
What about that time when we first got to the zoo and we were walking up and we said, it was our first day back, so you don't always know, a lot of the crew, but you don't know all of them because not everybody has been able to come back, so there's new members. And we said we needed to go to the loo, and they sent us up to those portaloos. So we're walking through the snow in the woods to the portaloos, dressed as Daytak and Stammer. And actually, I posted that picture on Instagram. This guy walks towards us, and we thought it was a member of the crew. And he just walks up to us, and he's like, he was just a hiker. And it was like snow white, and I'm wearing white, and he's wearing white, and we're both completely white with our contact lenses in. And this guy was like, can I take a picture? And I posted the picture, so I've got that fur hat.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
He was very good at taking photos, even when his hands were shaking.
We were chatting to him for like 10 minutes, and then
we had to kill him.
It's nice to
he used the spoiler for the first episode, and I felt like it was fitting, really. It wasn't
After 10 minutes, I was like, okay, which department do you work in? He went, sorry? I said, department, are you in sound or in? And he says, what do you mean, department? I'm just walking my dog. And I was like, bugger off, I'm terribly sorry. And of course, we had to kill him. Stammer with the old knife, the old hair. No, we don't kill everybody we don't like, do we? No, just the bad ones.
Yeah.
Bad seeds.
Boring or bad. Watch out. Exactly.
Yes, kill the ones we love. Yes.
Yes, I have a question. I met Grant last year at Comic-Con, and he seems like such a calm man, but on the show he's such an intense man. What is he really like?
He's
the pendulum swings.
He's very as Nolan. He's very volatile, Yeah. He's very he's got that sort of. I guess he's like Daytak in that sense. But no, he's a pretty funny guy. He's very chilled. But
he's quite gregarious.
He's very gregarious. He's very funny. He's got a great sense of humour. But one thing about Grant, Jesus, I mean, it takes us 7 days to shoot an episode. We do them simultaneously, so it's 14-day block to shoot 2 episodes, and then we get our schedule, and then we'll look down at, first of all, Jamie will look at number 5, I'll look at number 4. How many days are we shooting? Some seconds we're only in for like 4 days, 5 days. If we run for more than 8 days, we're like, bloody hell. Why are we in? So the Grant, always 12 days, 13 days, 14 days. So God bless him. He is there constantly, isn't he?
Yeah.
So, God, it's tough being there, especially through that winter. So now he's a trooper though. He'll grumble about it and being there and all that, and he'll give us a hard time. But actually, to be honest, that's when he's at his happiest, isn't it? When he's at work. So I think he just loves sort of being. What time do you call this? I'm just kidding. To the next question. But no, he's a good laugh, isn't he? He's a trooper.
What were you guys' favorite turns, like character turns and plot points that you liked the most out of each one of your characters?
Well, that's a good question.
God, I think a lot of mine are this season. I mean, I think that for Stammer, this is the most interesting season. I think the first season, she was very interesting for me to play because, I was playing very submissive and someone from a very, very different culture, and I was really into playing the alien of her, and, she would get upset or offended if someone kind of laughed because she would think that she was being mocked or something. There's a lot of misunderstandings and alienness, and I focused on a movement and stuff. But then by the time we got to the second season, it was really about the power struggle between her and Daytap, which was really fun.
Yeah.
And this season, I would say the harder she fights to regain power, the less she can hold it. And it's a really slippery slope for her. And you see her truly out of control for the first time. You see her without a plan. And it was really thrilling for me to play. But obviously I can't really tell you about those character turns because it'll be a spoiler. But you must watch on June 12th, Friday, only on SyFy.
Oh, we'll come and find you.
Genuinely, I think that there will be. It's enthralling and it's shocking this season. I mean, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed stuff.
I think I've worked in the first 2 seasons quite a lot. I always work with Jamie and Stana. This season it's interesting, we've worked a bit together but not as much in the past. I won't say too much about that because there's different dynamics going on within the Tar family, and I think that's what a lot of the 3rd season is about, that I find very interesting is a lot of it is about saving the town of Defiance, but it's also about saving the domestic side of things as well, saving our families, saving our relationships within our families, and I think emotionally there's been a lot of opportunities for all of us, all the characters in the show, to dive into a heavier, more emotional sort of side of the character that you might think that they never had, But
you sound like it sounds so dreary, though.
Tell me what you really think.
I just mean, it is.
Yeah.
The themes are really big, and there is lots of shocking stuff and cliffhangers, and the stakes are high and there's danger, but there's also quite a lot of humour.
I mean,
those scenes.
Oh my God!
There's such brilliant scenes, but it's like we're. I think that the audience is going to love that stuff.
No, I think
it's so fun to be
totally. There's a real balance, I mean, too down and down about it. There's great humour and the cuttingness
of
the
thing is,
totally.
I think for Daytap and Stammer, first season, he was the boss, and she, although she was trying to get her way, she could never be, straight on about it. She would have to manipulate and go sideways.
Yeah.
Second season, there was a power struggle. This time, when you see them dealing with each other, they're dealing with each other as equals, and that's the first time you've ever seen them do
Yeah.
that, and it's you know, it's not all peaceful. They're
No.
dealing with things that they disagree about as equals.
No, it's
It's a lot of fun.
It's good to have actually had that sort of roller coaster journey and to actually confront each other. That we're not, Stammer's not trying to be all sort of manipulative. She's just coming out and saying what she really thinks, and then he's saying what he really thinks, and it's a lot of fun to play. No, with regards to getting down about it, it's just that there's some scenes that I've shot with Jesse or with Alak, and they've been very, very intense and intense in the way that we haven't done anything like that before. But at the same time, it's been a lot of fun to shoot. A really challenging season, I thought, this season. More
I
challenging.
had to learn a different alien language.
Yeah, she had to learn the Olmec, or the another alien race which come into Defiance, and Jamie had to speak Olmec, which has David J. Peterson. He speaks several languages. He's a linguist. He works on Game of Thrones. He worked on Thor and so on. But the language that Jamie speaks, the Olmec language, is derived from parts of Africa. So, as Jamie will tell you, there's sort of clicks and noises that they make that sounds like nothing.
I'll do something for you, shall I?
Do something, yes.
So, the first thing I had to say, which I freaked out about, but now I've remembered, is Sulik sunamis us, ramusit int avdi, int dazim pask us. Look, I forgot the I forgot it at the end, but it went
You
on
can't
like that.
tell us what it means.
I know,
can you?
I can't tell, but it's so funny because you'd think that you can make it up, but you actually can't make it
No,
up.
that's what everybody
You
says.
can't make this shit up.
You can't make
If I could.
That's what my wife always says. She goes, "Oh, honey, if you forget that line, who gives a damn anyway?" And I'm like, oh, but the thing is, it totally throws you
Yeah, it really
for the
throws
whole
you,
scene.
doesn't it? Because there's a rhythm to it.
Yeah, and you're like it's like trying to, if you're doing Shakespeare on stage and you forget a line in Shakespeare and you try to improvise Shakespearean language, you're in trouble, So
There was some egg on your face.
huge egg. But now there's lots of alien language this season. There's an episode I did, and I don't speak English at all. So when you get lots of that coming down on your computer, you're like, Stocko!
I get pretty angry when I
You
get
do.
that.
She doesn't like all the alien. I'm like, but you're an alien, baby. Learn your alien, baby. Oh, is that us? Thank you. Thank you for coming, everybody.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you very much.